Well, what's up, fam? It's me, DJ Bretley here, and I'm loaded in for another wedding. It's my second wedding this weekend, and today has me at the Amherst Opera House in Amherst, Wisconsin, which is about 2 hours from La Crosse, about 30 minutes from Stevens Point. And with that, we're all loaded in, and I'm starting my gig log here because I got up and just jetted out the house because of how bad the weather is today. It has been snowing nonstop for about 24 hours. And getting out of La Crosse today was god-awful. It took about 45 minutes for us to get from my house to the interstate, with one stop at the gas station, mind you. But traffic was absolutely terrible. So we left about 90 minutes earlier than we really wanted to. And it proved to be a good idea because I got here an hour after I wanted to. I wanted to be here at noon, and it's almost 1 o'clock now. With that, there are some saving factors here. One, some of my equipment I can't load in. And I'm not able to get my TiiTee Portman style lights up these stairs or up the back stairs. So I ditched a lot of equipment in the car. Also, because the ceremony and reception are all in the same room, I didn't need to bring my ceremony kit. So I've got just my mic stands and everything from my main kit, and that's it. So my setup time will be about 40 minutes, maybe an hour. It's just uplights, my booth, and that's it. So I'm going to get on in there and start setting up. Hopefully everything turns out for my couple today, turns out well for my couple, because the weather is just god-awful. Like I said, it has been snowing for almost 24 hours straight in Wisconsin. And it's beautiful to look at, but yeah, it's terrible to drive in, get around it, and all that stuff. Anyway, I'm going to go start setting up. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. I'll talk to y'all in just a little bit. And so this is what the inside of the Opera House looks like. And honestly, from the pictures I looked at online a couple years ago till today, it looks very different. It looks like it's fallen into some disarray. I'm not gonna lie. And with that, yes, my couple booked me 2.5 years ago. And I just met Grace's father, my bride, outside. And it's a Valentine's wedding, obviously, but that's the upper balcony, which we're not allowed to go to. And I'm seeing that the ceiling's falling out there. So that's probably why we're not allowed to go up there. With that, you can see where their bar set up, and you can see where desserts, their photo booth thing, and this is everything they got going on today. With that, the only power supply I could find anywhere that I could use to be remotely close to the dance floor was over there. And I'm not gonna run cable to have myself facing everybody. I'm just gonna set up over there. I'm making a lot of adjustments today because of my load in and how I had to get in here. And when I scoped this out online, there were a lot of different things. And when I chatted with somebody about this venue, it seems a couple things have changed, but all good. With that, I'm gonna get rolling here and setting up. And so I'm all set up here at the Amherst Opera House. And like I said a moment ago, I'm using my super simple setup. I don't have dance floor lights because I couldn't get them up the stairs like I was saying. I have two very big stairwells that I couldn't get my equipment, a lot of my equipment up in actually. So I had to make some modifications and adjustments on what I'm using today. With that, I'm using my custom-made front board that my daughter's grandfather made me about 5 years ago. Two LD Systems Maui 5s, and it'll be plenty for this room because it's super small. We've only got about 90 people here, and to be brutally honest, I don't even think that many will show up today because of how bad the weather is and how bad the roads are. And let me show you what I'm using inside the booth. So in the booth today, I've got one MacBook Pro 16 from 2023. It's an M3 Max chip on an Odyssey 360 laptop stand. My deck today is my Pioneer DJDDJ FLX10 for Record Box or Serato. I'm using it for Record Box. I do have my iPad next to me just in case I need some extra tracks. Below that, I've got my Lifeline table, which does extend up to 39 inches. My seismic audio rolling rack case with a Radial engineering power conditioner, Phenyx Pro PTU-2U, Phenyx Pro PTX20 soundboard, and 2 Tecmojo drawers inside of the seismic audio rolling rack case. And my light bar today is just a cheap one I picked up on Amazon. And with that, the other stuff I'm using just around the room to add some lights, which I will put into show mode later, are my top dance light uplights. And they're there and on that side of the room as well by the photo props and a photo booth and all that. And that's everything I'm using here today. And so a couple things I did find out talking to the bride's dad and the groom's dad, that there were supposed to be a lot of repairs and changes done to this after they had booked this, which have not come to fruition. And personally, if I was them, I'd be a little disappointed or upset even. And I'm assuming the ceiling was one of the things that was supposed to be done, as well as the walls were supposed to have been painted already. But they haven't gotten that far, as you can see. And this is something that, win, lose, or draw, I feel strongly about. If you are not ready or capable to be a part of somebody's wedding, one of the biggest days of their lives, you shouldn't be a part of it. And you should pass the gig, the booking, whatever you want to call it, off to somebody who is capable and ready to handle your wedding day. That's just my 2 cents. But the room itself, if they had the renovations done, or even just a quick coat of paint and touching up on the ceiling, like the hole up there, or the big one directly behind me up there, just a little bit of work in this room would make a world of difference and totally turn this room around. So to be brutally honest, I would love to see this room in like 2 years, 3 years, if they get the opportunity and the finances to really invest and renovate this room. Those are my 2 cents. Anyway, I've got about 90 minutes until guests arrive, so I'm gonna go have a quick smoke, change, and sit and think for a little bit. Check in with everybody once we get going.
The promulgation of eternal passion. That is just being in love, which any fool can do.
And it's picture time, so I'm getting a quick thing, as everybody knows I like to do. And the Opera House has this cute little gondola here. It's kind of cute, and it's a great place for folks to take pictures. Although it's really cold out here. If you can't tell, it looks a little funny in the snow.
It's time to welcome our newlyweds and the wedding party and the reception. So if everybody could draw their attention to the doors on my left and assist me in making some noise for our wedding party. Coming first, we have Jessica and Brennan. Please welcome Anna and Noah. Here come Elizabeth and Jacob. Please welcome Hannah and Nathan. And now if everybody can please get up out of their seats, put their hands together, and make some noise for our newlyweds, Mr. and Mrs. Hessler Olsen.
God, thank you for joining us in this union of marriage. We appreciate you bringing both these families together and growing our love.
Good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen. If everyone would please be so kind as to draw their attention toward the head's table, because it is time for this new speeches.
Good afternoon. For those of you who do not know me, I'm Nathan Smurs, and just so you're all aware, I almost failed speech class in college, so bear with me.
So as some of you may know, I am Jacob, Nick's somewhat older brother. So Grace came into our life a couple of years ago, I'd say. And I mean, she feels like she's been our sister all along. That I want it and there's still work to do. You're gonna love 17, boy.
Well, what's up, everyone? It's DJ Bretley here, and here's my recap from my Saturday wedding with Grace and Nick. So I may have been a little harsh about the venue itself, I won't lie. Even Grace's father had mentioned a lot of things were supposed to be done that weren't. But one thing that we all have to remember with weddings is it may not be about the venue or anything like that. The biggest thing we have to remember is that it is about the love shared with the couple that we're there for. And at the end of the day, it was a great, great wedding. Very family-oriented, very Christian. And I know taking on some Christian weddings isn't really within my wheelhouse, so to speak, or it's not my comfort zone. Can I? By all means. And something a lot of you don't know is I went to a Jesuit college preparatory school for high school. With that, I was baptized Roman Catholic and went to basically a parochial grammar school, elementary, the whole 9 yards. So I do have a very deep, wholehearted understanding and feel for what needs to happen with very Christian weddings. With that, Grace and Nick were super happy. However, the wedding did end fairly early. Now, like I said there, and you saw, there were a lot of children there. And with that, you know, parents are already tired by 5 o'clock in the evening, and to keep their kids going a couple extra hours, by 9 o'clock, almost everybody all the parents with kids had left. Grace and Nick were exhausted. You could tell because I was watching Grace with her toddler or infant rather, sitting down. It's like, okay, I'm done here, and gave her baby a big hug, and I went and talked to Nick, and he's like, yeah, we're going to wrap up early tonight. Thank you. You were wonderful. But yeah, that's something to remember. And I'm glad I did play my set the way I did, which was just throwing all the bangers right out of the gate to make sure I had the kids interactive, give the parents a little bit of break to socialize, and maybe even dance like you saw. But overall, it was a great wedding. It was a great day. Driving was god-awful, both there and back between the snow, the ice. We got back to La Crosse probably near 4:30 in the morning because of how bad road conditions were. But that's okay. That's part of the whole gamut. So that was an entire day of about 20 hours for me between leaving the house and getting home. I didn't even put my equipment away until Sunday, but one great thing about my, like how I store my equipment is I have my garage, and with all the equipment that was in my van, I just pulled my van into the garage and unloaded it Sunday afternoon once I came to about 3 in the afternoon. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like my channel and subscribe to my channel and like this video, and I'll check in with you all real soon.